what we're going to do is demo this vehicle recovery system. That's pretty beat up. I wonder if I did that when it fell. Maybe adjust that height. Alright, so let's fix this. Alright. So this one, the engine's on. And this is a script that my buddy Crow wrote from Valheim Gaming. But basically what it does, you can, when the server first starts up, when you first log in, it'll always come in and off. So you can click here to turn it on. And what I've noticed it does is, if you have it on, the markers stay on the map. I'll have to do some testing to see if it's just on yours, if it's on everybody's, but it should be just yours because they're local markers. If you decide you don't want to see those, you can click it off and the markers go away. So we'll turn it back on. We will request a vehicle, and it's telling me that I'm too close. Right now I have it set up where you have to be 1,500 meters or more to use the system. That's one of the first tests. So the next test, or next check, is oh, that one shouldn't have been coming here. Okay, well that one's coming. I thought that one. I may have restarted the server. I had an AI in one of the vehicles. Basically, if there's bodies, whether they're alive or dead, in the vehicles, you're not allowed to use the script. And also, if the engine's running. Okay, so I must have accidentally got out and didn't eject, so the engine's turned off. But what the helicopter do, if you watch the bottom of the screen, when it gets to 1,000 meters away, it'll tell you that it's close. I got to work on the script because I have it spawning in on player's location. I want it to spawn in on the near the vehicle to be transported, so it speeds it up a little bit, depending on how big the map is. Alright, so now it's coming in for the final approach. I'm trying to make it where it gets up directly above the helicopter, and then I have a script that attaches it to the helicopter so it doesn't look so wonky. It's not perfected yet, most likely. Alright, I want it to actually sit down before it doesn't attach, but at least it's working. And then I believe I was up here somewhere. It'll come back our direction. It's supposed to have damage turned off until it touches the ground. I may put a 15-second timer in there to compensate for some lag. I'm running on a very cheap test server, so it may have some lag issues that are causing some of my weirdness. And I'm also considering making an interface that will allow you to have it drop or have it come into a hover position and set it down. And the reason I originally had it where it was dropping in, I was using the APOC assistance helicopter script, is where some of the core code came from. But if the wind's blowing and you're near the ocean, the helicopter has a tendency to drop too close to the ocean. The wind carries it out to sea. You're responsible for making sure that you find a good safe spot. That's a little high, but you're responsible for making sure you find a good safe spot, because if it basically, when you call the script in, I don't know why it was so damaged earlier, but basically when you call the script in, it locks in your position when you call it in, so that if you're inside a building, or it may drop on the roof. I haven't done any testing with that yet. If you're too close to structures, I may do something along the lines of do a biz function, find safe location, so that when it comes in, nothing's changed, like somebody parked a vehicle near you. I may do something like that where it'll find a safe location and set it down. Depends on the issues. But ideally, if you're calling a helicopter in, you should protect the area until it gets there. So this vehicle came in, it didn't take any damage, it appears. So now we're going to put it out in the ocean. I don't know how deep that is right there. 21 meters. Let's go do some actual testing and see how deep this water gets. Yeah, it's pretty shallow. This entire map's shallow. So we'll go. Sure. What that the guy's doing. Alright. I think I got to change my timer, is what that is. Alright, so get out. Now we're going to call it back over here. So now what I'll do is one thing. It's still showing the vehicle here. So when you open the app back up, go back into it, it should, did not. So let's refresh. Interesting. Why is it still seeing it over there? Oh, never mind. I'm being stupid. That's where I put it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to request the transport. And now we're going to go back. Let's get rid of that. It flew to its waypoint, and I got a 5-minute timer for it to time out. I needed to shorten the timer because it got there quick enough, I guess. So let's see where this other helicopter's coming from. Right there, he's coming from up here. And the vehicle, the towed vehicle and the helicopter and the crew are all in God mode. The helicopter is civilian, and it's also in a cap mode, which means nothing will target it. It won't target anything, and nothing will target it, basically. So let's see. You just better watch it like this. So I picked it up out of the water. I'm considering also making it where it locks the doors when you call it in. That way nobody can get inside your vehicle and mess with it, move it around, stuff like that. It'll still pick it up as the code currently sits. Somebody could hop in your vehicle and drive it 1,000 meters away, and it would all of a sudden just snap to the helicopter. And I don't want anybody to be janking around with your stuff or whatnot. But that's where I'm at with it so far. I need to put the cost, it'll cost a little bit of respect and a little bit of pop tabs. Pop tab charge will be based on distance of transport, and respect will be based on how much respect you actually have, a percentage of respect. Not sure how much. It can be set, customized. But if you're a veteran player, you should be penalized a little more than a rookie player because you should know a little better about getting your stuff. It's kind of how I feel about it. You have more options to get your equipment back. But the main reason I did this is my buddy wrote the script, and then I saw where somebody somehow lost a vehicle in the ocean, and they were asking for admin help. I'm trying to help prevent you guys from having to ask for too much help. That's all. So the helicopter is gone. It puts the flare and the smoke up when it touches the ground. And the ocean is what damaged the vehicle. That's all that is. Other than that, that is that for that. I appreciate you watching.